Zeus the Tragedian by Lucian, Part 1. Translated by Howard Williams, 1837 to 1931. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Cast of Characters.
Timocles, read by Jennifer Pratt.
Momus, read by Adam Bielka.
Aphrodite, read by Pseudonymous Nerd.
Colossus, read by Nima.
Demis, read by Adrian Stevens.
Heracles, read by Alan Mapstone.
Poseidon, read by George Diaz.
Hermagoras, read by Stefan.
Hermes, read by Campbell Shelp.
Apollo, read by Kay Hand.
Athena, read by Lian Yao.
Hera, read by Betsy Walker.
Zeus, read by Aaron White.
Stage directions, read by Todd. Zeus the Tragedian. Zeus, gloomy and in tragic distress, is implored by Hermes and Athena to divulge the cause of his melancholy condition, while Hera, true to her Homeric character, confidently attributes it to another earthly amour. The king of gods and men, thus adjured, announces the true reason of his anxiety, daring assaults upon the character of himself and the rest of the Olympian divinities, and in fact denial of their very existence by the skeptics, represented by an Epicurean philosopher named Demis, and the weakness of the arguments of their overzealous apologists, the Stoics, represented by a champion named Timocles, which all-important controversy he had chanced to overhear when present, on the day preceding, at a sacrificial feast given to the gods at Athens. He proceeds to request the opinions of the three divinities upon the best course to be pursued in the emergency. Hera and Hermes propose a council of the gods, Athena a private settlement of the business. The former opinion prevails, and Zeus directs Hermes to summon the rest of the gods to a general council, which the Olympian herald proceeds to do in the orthodox Homeric style, after some reluctance on account of his want of poetic skill, and in face of the discouraging example of Apollo, whose prophetic utterances, in verse, had become the object of so much ridicule. Some difficulty arises, at the outset, on the question of precedence, both because, the representative statues of the divinities being variously formed of gold, silver, ivory, and bronze, it was a question whether it should be decided by the material or by the excellence of the workmanship, and also by reason of the numerous recent additions to their august body. Zeus rules that gold must have the preference. By this decision, the old-established, genuine Hellenic divinities find themselves forced to give way to the nuvi hominis, not without much and protracted squabbling. In the end, by the ruling of the President, the members of the Celestial Senate have to take their places promiscuously on the principle of first come, first served. Silence having been secured, Zeus rises to open the deliberations. An unaccustomed nervousness and hesitation threaten to spoil his exordium, and even to ruin everything by raising suspicion of the soundness of their cause. At length, at the suggestion of Hermes, discarding the well-worn Homeric exordium, he opens in the words of a famous oration of Demosthenes. He sets forth the cause of the summoning of the council, and reports the circumstances which led to his presence at the dispute between the Epicurean and the Stoic champions in the painted porch at Athens, and its fortunate interruption at a critical moment by the pressure of the crowd, with its consequent adjournment. The gods, whom age and standing permit, are then invited to deliver their several opinions upon the course of action to be adopted. Momus, the censor of the Olympian court, rises, and with his usual candour, affirms that the objections and arguments of their avowed enemies are not at all to be wondered at, and in fact himself points to the prevalence of injustice and cruelty, the triumph of the bad, and the oppression and sufferings of the good on the earth. He takes occasion to ridicule the studied ambiguity and obscurity of Apollo and his oracular prophecies, and the mischiefs arising from them, and next criticizes the policy which admitted so many strange and outlandish divinities to the rights of Olympian godship. Poseidon and Apollo next address the council, the former voting for violent and summary measures, nothing less, in fact, than the destruction of Demis by a thunderbolt,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?